We're coming to you live from Awka, and we're talking about the forthcoming elections. Well, we did bring you some advice to you earlier about the traffic situation, Lagos, Ibadan. I think that's outward Lagos, so one can imagine that those inbound Lagos as well may feel the pinch. But Gimba also you somehow waded through that. How did you do that, Gimba?
Chamberlain, thank you very much. This morning was quite a horrific morning for a lot of people. You know, when it rains, a lot of people expect that when the rains come, they come with rains and showers of blessings. But this morning in Lagos was a totally different part of that story to be told. Just getting out of Lagos, you know that there's a construction site just to the right. And there is a filling station just to the right after the construction site. Now, these are some of the pictures that we saw. The first was an accident, and there was just this gridlock building all the way back up to 1 kilometer. And then we thought that it was just one accident. In that particular accident involving a trailer and a bus, we saw a dead body was already there on the ground, and people were just trying to maneuver around it and try to get to safer places. But just immediately after passing that one, we were still surprised that that gridlock was still there. And people began to ask, what's still happening in front? And someone just says that there's another accident in front, and someone passes by and then says there's just 2 more accidents in front. So what I did was just to, I was with someone, so I asked the person to keep driving. And I got out and I decided to take the walk, because if I had to stay in that hold-up, it will take away from my work time. So I decided to take the walk, and to my greatest surprise, there was another accident in front. And then walking further, there was another one, a third one. The third one was pretty bad because it involved people who are masons and casual workers going to a construction site. They usually carry this mixer that mixes cement on a little truck, so they were all bundled up there. That one was a bad one, because at that very scene where it seemed to have skidded off and then tossed onto a trailer. The people went down. We could just see body parts just littered everywhere. A gory sight it is indeed. I could see 3 dead bodies there after seeing the first one. So at that point, the FRSC had already arrived, and they were trying to evacuate the dead bodies on the street there. And just going further, you'd see another accident involving a bus and a trailer again. It seems to be trailers in 3 points. And the fourth one was also a bus skidded off the road. And we just saw traces of blood just there. And on the opposite side of the road, coming into Lagos, there was this big truck. It seemed to be carrying bananas. It tossed over to the right and fell. We didn't get to see if there were people involved in that one, but we could see clearly that 4 people had died in this particular one that I saw myself. And I was wondering, why would we have series of accidents like that? Don't forget, it rained in the morning. So I just asked people around there, and one of the bike riders, as a matter of fact, he carried me and brought me to the office, because the gridlock was quite heavy and you just couldn't drive through. He told me that the reason why this has happened is because of the diesel that was poured on the surface of the tar. You know, when tar comes in touch with diesel and there's water there, what happens is, if you're speeding or you're moving too fast and you have to step on the brake, the car automatically skids off. So I can imagine that happened, perhaps maybe in the first accident. It happened, the trailer was coming, seen what was happening in front, also applied the brakes, and you could see that the head of the trailer turned back, and the accident became just so much on the way. Sadly enough, people died in this accident, and good enough, the FRSC are there to handle the situation, and they have promised that in no distant time they would have cleared off all the broken cars and accidented cars and the trailers there, and then people can now move easily. Chamberlain.